hope you're having a good night. Today we're going to try and install MoonBeamer from scratch on a clean mini PC that's running Debian 13. Nothing else has been done except Klipper, Moonraker, all the basics, Crowsnest, obviously installed from Kiauh off of GitHub. That is it. So, without further ado, let's go over to the browser and get to it. Alright, let me make sure I get this other stuff out of the way so I can see what we're doing. And the biggest one is I cannot see chat. There we go. Alright, that should be out of the way. Alright, so as you can see, we have a mini PC set up. There's actually running 4 instances of Klipper right now. We're only going to deal with the one. I have no clue if MoonBeamer is going to work with multi-instances. It should. I don't know if you'd have to set up a separate for each. Probably. We'll deal with it down the road. So right now we're going to focus on one. I'm looking over at my screen instead at you guys. We have a belted Ender 3 that's running Klipper. Nothing really special about it. Yeah. And you can see its webcam is live. It is working. We only have one camera hooked up right now because they're shitty, crappy cameras, and that's what we had to work with. Besides that, we have the GitHub repo open so we can follow the instructions, and as we go along, I'm going to take down some notes because I haven't done this since I installed it. I got this working, threw it out there, and that's where we're at. The other thing we have set up is, because we only have one stream, we need a streaming server. You don't need this, but this is just for testing. This made it really convenient for me to test this without it going live to YouTube or Twitch or one of the other services just continuously. That's just annoying. Nobody wants to see false starts on streams. So this is Owncast. I have it running in a LXC container on one of my Proxmox servers. Super convenient. It was super easy to set it up. You can see my stream key there. It doesn't matter because it's only on my network. Good luck getting to it. And I'm going to delete it after the stream. Works great. But this will give us a way to actually see if this printer is streaming correctly without interrupting the stream that we're doing right now. So with no further ado, let's get over here. Get chat up. Make sure I can see it. All right. So as you can see, I have my SSH terminal up. I am using MOBA Xterm. You can use whatever you want. I find it convenient, even the free version, because it has a file transfer right built into it. And yeah, it tabs. Yeah, it's a good little program. I'm sure there's something better. If you know something, let me know, because I am looking for something that doesn't charge. All right, so I am logged in. I have run an apt update. Make sure y'all can see that. Yes, you can. So let's go straight over here to MoonBeamer. And obviously, the first thing that's missing out of the instructions is to download it. So, step 1, to add the instructions. Well, I'll add all this post-stream. Add to instructions. Download repo. So obviously that's going to require Git. All right. We could download it. Actually, let's do it as a zip file. Let's see. Making a note here to put this as curl and zip. So let's go ahead and download the distro. Download the zip. I have no clue where it put it. Should be in my downloads. Yes, it is. Y'all can't see it. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag and drop it over into my printer or my SSH window. Close out this. So many windows. All right, I don't know if y'all can see that. Yep, No, nope, there it is. Okay, so let's make sure it is there. As you can see, all that is there is that is all Klipper. Klipper, Crowsnest, Moonraker. I did install Moonraker. I haven't really configured it. Klipper Spring, obviously TMC Auto Tune, the LED effects, Klipper Backup. Send these up to GitHub, and that's it. You will see the other printers that I have there. You can see yours. When you do a multi-instance, configuration is a little confusing. First thing is it creates a printer underscore data, which is your master configs. Only a few things tend to live in there. All the rest of your instances of Moonraker end up getting their own directory. As you can see, printer underscore ender 3 data, ender 5, the Moron printer we're working on, and our Tron XYX3. So we're going to be working on the ender 3 today. All right, so there is the file. It has size. Okay. Let's move it. Actually, do we need to move it? No. So we should not have to. We should just be able to install it here. Let's see what our instructions say. We downloaded it. So let's go the first instruction, which is run an apt update. All right. Make sure FFmpeg is installed. It is already installed. Okay. I didn't install it. I don't know if Crowsnest or possibly part of Debian 13. It's just there now. All right, find our home directory, which we are in, as you can see. Yep, yours will probably be named, if you're installing this on a Raspberry Pi, or if you're on a mini PC, it'll be whatever name you chose for the account. The main component, our tmp underscore streamer.py, needs to be placed into the... the instructions are cut off. Making a note. Oh, are they cut off, or is my window just too narrow? My window's just too narrow. That's what happens when you have a vertical monitor. Okay, so we need to unzip. We need to add the fact that we need to tell people how to download it and unzip it. Right? Oh, wrong one. Come back over here. So we can see chat. Yeah, another monitor. All right, let it unzip. MoonBeamer. Did it unzip? Yes, it did. All right, let's go ahead and remove the zip file just to get it out of there. And let's move MoonBeamer over to a directory that does not say main on it. So there we go, just moved it. Let's check permissions real quick. It is under our username, so that should all be good. We will definitely, after doing this a few times, have to come up with an install script, because that would be much easier. All right. Oh, there we go. I can scroll sideways. I just can't see it. I am copying the line out. Let's see how well this works. All right, so we need to customize it for our folder. That means a ./. Actually, let's see. Nope. Go up one directory. And paste this back in. Change our user there. Put the prawn. All right, that's probably going to need a ./. Yep, of course. Can I copy MoonBeamer? No such file or directory. Okay. Oh, there's the first problem. Caps make a difference. Ah. There we go. Let's run that first command again. So we're going to sudo copy from current directory MoonBeamer, the rtmp_streamer.py file over into home, our user directory, our master Moonraker folder, Moonraker components, streamer.y. No such file or directory. Okay. It's we do need to be in this directory. All right. Now let's try that command. Making notes, transfers into directory. Yay! Okay, so that copied. All right, let's restart the service. Enter3 service restarted. Now we just need to add the config over. All right, so let's go into our samples here, MoonBeamer. Let's copy all of this. Come back into our main sale. Right. Let's go into machine. And let's confirm what we're pulling that from. Back to our instructions. Going to moonraker.com. That's what I thought. We're just going to add it here at the bottom. As you can see, we'll give real slow walkthrough here. Basic Klipper config, nothing special. Did add in job queue. So the announcements, 0 comp. Spoolman is configured, shouldn't affect anything. Extra webcam options that we're not using, just to have them. Time lapse. LEDs, updates for everything. All right, so let's go down here at the bottom. Paste that in. Note here to make this easy. Now we know what it is. All right. So let's save and restart just to see what happens. All right, came back up. What we have here. Okay, so we have errors. Let's clear all those out. That's all definitely related to that config. Get them all out. And we are going to do a full reboot. All right, let's see what happens. It should be pretty quick. Whew. This is why we're doing this. We're doing it live. Do, 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 do. Still moments later. It's gonna fail. Oh, that's the wrong screen. I mean, it's a screen. It's just not the screen I can click on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. And full reboot, and we still have the errors. Okay. So what that leads me to believe is reconnect with our SSH and double check. Go into the Moonraker folder. Back into the even sub Moonraker folder. Okay. And it should have copied into components. All right. And there we see it, RTMP. Streamer.py. Oh. Whoa. Haha. There is our issue. We didn't need to sudo it. I don't know why we sudoed it. Making a note. My notes are too big for the page. Screws permissions. I know somebody watching this is going to be like, saw that coming. All right, so we were going to chown this. Let's see. Prone. Into group, printer prone. That is RTMP streamer. And of course, we do have to sudo this one. Don't steal my password. It's the same as my luggage. All right, let's reboot again. Arr. All right, let's see what happens. We have add our moon. We've added the py file. We've added the configuration. As you see, it's really just copying in one file and copying and pasting this. Honestly, I quite recommend, and I'll probably go back and fix this here, is making that configuration a separate configuration file and including it just like you do with your printer config. Keep everything modular. Let's see. Are we back? This is when it doesn't come back. It's not going to come back. Hey, it came back. And still having errors. So it is just not seen. Let's dismiss all. And Moonraker. Right. Make sure no crazy permissions here. Okay. It's the sub Moonraker folder. Craziness there. All right, RTMP. Get our name wrong? No. Oh. It has 0 file size. What is going on there? Interesting. Okay, let's actually go back to the GitHub and just confirm. And it's blank. Okay, well that would explain something. Wow. That's what I get for trusting the automated system. Could explain why no one's installed this yet. All right, so let me see if I actually have these files around here. That is very bizarre. Okay. That copy is blank. There we go. Okay. Definitely need to fix that. That's a big one. It took way more work than I was expecting. All right, I have just copied this and pasted it in here. Let's come back up here. That will be fixed first thing at the end of the stream. All these instructions are going to get corrected on the GitHub. All right. So there's everything there. Let's Let's save it. And reboot it. Reboot again. Way more reboots than I was expecting. Trust an automated. You know, I vibe coded this with ChatGPT, and it was supposed to create the whole project for me. But yeah, that's what I get for trusting and not verifying. Egg on my face. All right, let's come back over here. A little too soon. We'll get some nicotine. What a pain. All right, that is a big one. Cannot believe that code's not in there. The macros are there. It actually had the macros. Okay, spoolman error. That's interesting. Hey, look at that. The only errors we got were the spoolman. Oh, no. Yes. Okay, no. Log file. Okay, so spoolman gave an issue. I'm not sure why. Unparse config option. Let's do this real quick. Actually, I don't need to come here. I need to come here. I'll connect over to my other printer. Yay, I remembered the password. Okay. Components. I just want to make sure that these are the exact same. So I'm going to copy it to my desktop. Boop. And it's copied. Go back to this printer, reconnect. And the components folder. All right, copy this version back over. See if we get an error because it's already there. Let's actually do this. Let's remove it. Copy it back over. I think a march is coming down the street. Let's make sure we can open it up. Yep, there's stuff there. This is the version coming off my other working printer that I know works, that we developed this on. Confirm permissions. All right, it has correct permissions. Way more reboots than I was expecting. Whew. Actually, this is always over here. Let's do that. Yay. Reconnecting. Reconnecting. Yay! And we're back. And what errors do we have this time? Please check the log. Let's check the log. I don't know if Moonraker has its own log folder in here. Before we go any further with that, I'm going to do this. Let's go back to the instructions. We do not need the init.py. Okay, we have added the config. Oh, user, there could be part of it. Oh, fine, you want to replace user. Okay, that's probably it. Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch of it. Look at us just skipping directions. Right? Fonts. Oh, here's one more. Making a note to advise and highlight each of those locations. To replace user. In Moonraker.com. That definitely could be a little more clear. I think the next issue we're probably going to have is our intro outros because we have not uploaded them. Okay, confirm. These should be good. URL, that should be fine, although we will see if it comes back. Might have to hard code that with the icon. And RTMP, we will change that. All right, let's save it. And this cache folder, we might have to make manually. Oh, ah! Oh, what did I just screw up? Don't save. I thought I was in a terminal. Go here. Guarantee I'm gonna misspell my own name at some point. I'm gonna blame it on this keyboard because it sucks. All right. And I just did it again. Lordy. Yep. Oh. Don't save. Third time's the charm. 3 times at the circus. Don't hit Control X. I'm so used to being a nano. There we go. Moonraker. That will change next time around. Boop. Ah. Alright, that looks right. That looks right. Let's look right. Let's get down to here. Let's not do it again. Alright. Save and restart. See what happens. Hey, only one error this time. What is this one for? For Spoolman. Okay. So, next thing we need to confirm. Keep Moonraker open. Alright, that has been added. Those have been corrected. Let's add the macros. I like the whole thing. Boop. Let's copy it. Back over to our browser. Our SSH client, actually. We need to be in the MoonBeamer. Directory, there we go. Let's paste that in, copy examples. Need to put our user directory here. Ah, and here is where this makes a difference. Because we were running multi-instances, I believe this is going to go actually into a different printer data folder. If you're running a single instance of Klipper, Moonraker, Mainsail, Fluid on a Raspberry Pi on one printer, that will go on the printer underscore directory. But because this is a multi-instance, we have to tell it which specific one to do, and that is going to be the Ender 3. So that is going to be... So correct our user directory there. This needs to be Ender 3 underscore data. Cannot copy no such file or directory. All right, let's see what is in that directory. First, let's go into examples. Klipper macros. There are the macros. Make sure they're not blank. Those aren't blank. So, wow, that makes me so mad. Okay. Let's confirm the other directory. So that directory is there. So we're in our home user directory. Let's see. Whoop, wrong window. Okay. Say, we have a config folder. Yep, that is exactly looking right. So that was definitely a formatting issue. Go back into here. I want to retype all that again. All right, that is what's going on. Making a note of that. All right, let's see what happens this time. No. Oh, look at that. I can't type my name. Yeah, that was not the issue. We just can't type. All right, so that has been copied over. Now we need to include that file. Copy this line. Go back into here. Make sure that's saved just to make sure. That goes into our printer config. Put it here at the bottom. Pull this down so we can see it. Okay, that should add the macros. Let's restart. But check our instructions. Reboot. Oh, I did it. I got ahead of myself. Okay. Let's get down to some troubleshooting. Let's see what happens. Interesting. Okay. So our macros are giving us errors. Let's see, do they show up? No. Wow, so many problems. Steam says G-code enabled. Okay, so what is the problem? Enter 3 data. Let's go ahead to config. Although I could have done this in the browser. This is why I'm getting confused. Include MoonBeamer macros.cfg. Your MoonBeamer macros are there. L. It's not a permissions issue. Okay. And the macros are there. All right. Let's do full reboot. We'll see what happens this time. All right. This is a learning process. Too soon. Too soon. Considering I've had 2 other failures on projects today, it's fitting this is going like this. What a day. What a day. All right. Okay, the only error there is Spoolman. All right, let's confirm. I'm on a different Ender 3. Just confirm those are the exact same. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right, let's copy these over. Something else to fix. Look at that. Wow. Okay. That's what I get for trusting ChatGPT. So it left things out of one file. It uploaded an old version of another one. I'm so sorry for anybody who's even attempted to try and download MoonBeamer, which has been nobody. I know a couple people have looked at, so we have no errors. All right, let's go over to the dashboard. Let's see if we see what we should. Just this new printer, so I don't know where anything is. There we go. We have our stream disable, stream enable, stream intro off, stream intro on, stream off, stream on, stream outro off, stream outro on. Wow, that one's... Oh, that's outro. Outro and intro. These need to be ordered a little better. And this still needs a custom screen. I would love a custom screen for this. Prep media, snapshot, stream status, and stream toggle. Okay, so at this point, time for our first real test. The first problem we have is I know we don't have any media, so I need to add in the instructions that you're going to need media, or I need to include a test file. We need an intro, outro. Wow, so far all the problems that have been caused, they're caused by me. Go figure. All right, so what we are going to do is I will go over and just take mine. I am now on the printer. I developed this on. So we have a media folder. Okay. And there is our background music, our outro, and our intro. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy all three of those over to my desktop. Now you can't see this, but that's what I'm doing. There you go. You can see a copy, and we'll go back over the correct one. Confirm what folder we're in. Just in our user directory. So we do not have a media folder. Add that to the instructions. All right. Media. Make sure permissions are correct. Yep. All right. So media. Now I'm just going to drag and drop these in here. You can see them copying over, and they are there. Cool. Check our permissions. Correct permissions. Okay, so media, intro, outro, and our background music. If you don't have intro or outro or the background music, you can disable all that in the configuration, in the options in the config file. But I think it's best to actually, because YouTube likes to actually have audio, if you go with no audio for too long, some people have issues in getting disconnected. So that has been installed. The one other issue I think we might have is the temp file it should create. What I'm actually expecting it will be here. Oop. I was like, where'd it go? In our moonraker.com. I think the problem is going to be font. Don't have the font installed. So media is now there. Background music is there. We still need to configure the stream key. This cache folder. Yes, I think this cache folder is going to give us an issue. Let's see what happens. So I think we're ready to actually do a test stream. So I'm going to go over here to, I've used this once. Copy this stream key. Come back over here. Yeah, I think it'd really make much more sense to modularize it, put it in a separate folder or config file. Whoop, we're in the wrong one. Moonraker. Don't know if you can do it in Moonraker. So here is our stream key, even though this is the wrong URL. Find out what it needs to be. Oh, I can tell you what it is, because we know, because that's already set up for YouTube. What is the URL? Yeah, it's in here. Nope. Okay, let's Google it. Oh, there it goes, right in front of me. Just /live. there. Our server is at 168.0.what? 76. All right. Let's see what happens. So 2 issues I think we might experience is that webcam URL I might have to set to the actual IP address of the physical printer. Let's confirm over here on the other one if we had to do that. Up a directory. All right, let's see what happens. Save and restart. Okay. No errors. Go to the dashboard, and we're going to try to print. Okay, let's come over to Owncast. See if we've got this working. While that's warming up, I have to go pee. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. No active stream. So we probably had an error because it should be streaming while it's heating up. All right, give it a moment just to make sure. My gut feeling is that that cache folder probably needs to be made. The other thing we did not do is we did not prepare the media, although it should be in the correct format. There is an option this here. They disappear. Stream prep media, which will convert whatever files you have uploaded to the current settings that you have for your stream. So if you're doing 720, it should convert them to 720. If they're 1080, it should convert them to 1080. The way this is using MPEG, it should convert it on the fly, but YouTube does not like different format files, so that's why that's there. It's warming up. Okay, it should have connected by now. Hey, look, there's the streaming URL right there. Ah, there's the problem. Probably has the wrong key too. Nope. Let's cancel this. Come back into here. Help if we actually put the port. Oh, you're angry. Do. 1935.76. Let's just reconfirm. /live. And the stream key. All right. And we did it again. Go. Okay. Reboot just to be super safe. What a pain. These instructions are horrible. I'm gonna have to have a talk with the guy who came up with this. Do, 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 do. Come on. Taking it a minute this time. It didn't shut down. Not sure what it's doing. It should have rebooted by now. This is very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Yep, we are rebooting the correct print server. There we go. Okay. Whew, it's getting really screwed there. Okay. No errors. Let's go back to the dashboard. Let's try to print. Let's go to Owlcast, or Owncast. And there we go. It is connected. So we did not have to create the that cache folder. And the other test here is if that one font was installed. I do need to make a note in there to install font. Install font. All right, shows we're getting 1500 kilobits, 30 frames a second, 125 kilobits for audio, H.264, 3K, 30 frames, 1280 by 720. Can we see what it looks like? I know there is a way to see your actual image. Confirm that's printing. Yeah. Ooh, I can upgrade. Let's not do it now. I'm on the home page. Maybe let's try this. Bring it over to my other screen here. Make it a little wider. It shows we're online. 2 minutes there. Okay, we have nothing there yet. Let's open a new browser without the admin. Let's see what that does. Hey, there we go. And it's streaming music. See how far behind it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute the sound. We're still having some laggy issues. Let's see what this is. Yeah, we are just nailing one of the cores. This is only a dual core Celeron. Once again, as you can see, why this would never run on Octoprint back in the day. Yeah, look at that, 100%. This is a 1 gigahertz base, boost up to 2.4. As you can see, it's hitting 2.3 right now. So the other thing that I am looking into, which I have not tried yet, is because this has a Intel QuickSync, we may be able to use the QuickSync encoder to take this load off the CPU. Haven't tried it yet. We're going to get through this print, then we'll see what happens. Is it printing? Oh, that was strange. It jumped way off to the side for a second, as you can see. And this could also be... Double check here. There's this window out. This could theoretically be on the server side. I do not think so. Server has 2 CPUs using about 2 to 30%. We could just jump up to 60 there. Not using any of the memory. Let's give a little extra processor. Take it up to 6. That's taking the load down a bit. Let's see if it crashes it. Whew, look at that. It is just nailing the cores. So dual core, definitely not enough using the CPU for encoding. This is why I need y'all out there to test this on your setups, because possibly a Raspberry 5, Pi 5, or a little more modern mini PC, this thing is way old. I may have to swap it out with my quad core. Yeah, we can definitely tell we are having encoding lag on the actual print server. It is actually doing better than the Raspberry Pi, because that is a Raspberry Pi 3. It is doing quite better. Yeah, it's just nailing the CPUs. That is not what we want. If we were printing fast, we would be having issues. Well, this was a learning process. Whoever watches this is going to hate this, since nobody tuned in live. But this is exactly why I did this live. I wanted to see what was possible. So as you can see, without too many struggles, only problems that I caused myself, this was not too bad. So I need to make those updates, correct a few of the instructions, correct the macros and the actual code. And then my next step will be see if we can get this to use the QuickSync encoding, or if you have an InVec chip or one of those, that'd be obviously be better. But most of these Intel mini PCs have the QuickSync. Yeah, you can just look at FFmpeg. Two processes at like 40% each. Yeah, just killing the CPU. Killing it. So besides the encoding lag, that is going really well. That's much better than the Raspberry Pi 3. And even with this encoding lag on the Raspberry Pi 3, it did not corrupt any prints. That's something that really needs the testing, is to see, because there's no point in streaming this if it's going to kill your print. Who wants to see that? While that's going, I'm going to open up the code, the side here. So this tells me we need to add options in the config for choosing your encoding. All right. Yes. Yeah. That is going to be a requirement. But it's technically working. Really surprised. That was a little more painful and less painful. I did not expect it to print. Now the question is, we didn't get to it fast enough to see whether it played the intro and outro video, so we will find out at the end what happens. If it did not play, we will do the stream prep, stream media prep macro, let it run, and then we'll see what happens. I really can't believe that code was just completely blank. And it uploaded the old macros. Ridiculous. You just can't trust artificial intelligence nowadays. %. Nothing getting stepped on here. And as a +2, we did not have to hard code that IP address. We did pick up the 127.0.0.1. I know in the physical webcam setting inside Mainsail, that has not worked for me. I've actually had to put the actual IP address. I'm sure there's an option somewhere in a config you can change to make it share on all IPs, but this was a default Kiauh script install, so whatever it did is what it did. Alright, I see the first issue. No, I do not. I'm a liar. There it is. Okay. The printing at the top. So it found the font. The font was installed by default. We did not have to manually install it off Debian 13, so that's a plus. Future versions of this, I would like to have that printing. It is just a holder right now. But it will be able to, ideally, pull the model information, so the file name and the print status. That would be nice to have, live stats. I mean, you're doing this in OBS, you can just share your browser window. But the whole point of this is everything is self-contained. This will not be the best print. This printer has been off for months. We did not even do a bed mesh. And it did not home correctly because it's printing off a dead center. It's okay. It's printing. So the music still works. Yep. And it loops. Go ahead and read that again. We're at 45%. Exciting, exciting. I really thought this guy would be able to handle printing this. Just nailing them CPUs. Interesting, the network utilization. It's not taking a bunch of RAM. That's a plus. This thing only has 4 gig of RAM, so we're probably gonna have to take the bitrate way low on this guy. Which I don't even know what he's at. What is our bitrate set at? Three. Still pretty low. Disappointing. But it is working. All those problems, it is working. About to hit 60%. Now's the time when Sprocket some of his weights. I don't hear the chanting anymore. It means the march did not make it this far. Alright. Just need to see if the outro plays, and that's a success. Obviously, I have to fix some things on the GitHub, clean up the instructions a bit, but yeah. I'm just watching the print, just like you are. Ooh, a fan cut off. Is that good or bad? Ah, it's a power supply fan. About to hit 70%. And yes, I know this is a slow calibration cube. I believe it's only printing at 15 millimeters a second. So close. Yeah, I would like the printer name, the print temps. That would be handy to have. And the percentage done, and the file name. Those would all be handy to have on screen. And possibly even spool band integration so we could read what actual filament's printing with. That'd be handy too. 75. Wow, it's... I forgot to move that table just slightly. Yes, shaking all of the fluids. Oh no! Ah! That's what we're trying to avoid. There. Just touching the cabinet enough next to it from the table that it was actually shaking all my parts boxes. And all the alcohol and fluids and lubes and things I have sitting on top. 81%. So close. So close. Ah, there's why my shoelaces keep coming out tight. Keep getting caught on a bolt on my chair. %. So close. $91. Oh, 92. And about 98, I will turn audio back on from that stream. $94. $96. $97. $98. All right, let's unmute this, even with this laggy audio. 99. And it is complete. So let's see if we get the outro video. This takes for it to finish up. If it does. That is annoying. Okay, the printer is definitely cooling down. And there goes the outro video. Wait. Laggy as all get out. That's my mini PC's issue. It's my own personal issues and demons to deal with, but the outro video plays. So, there we go. And then it disconnected. It works. It works. All right. Get out of here. All right. And print. Oh, it's stuck down. Does not look too horrible. Yeah. Ooh. Excuse me. Ah. Oh, apparently developed an allergy to 3D printing. Oh. Yeah. A few little issues, but that's more with the printer, but that 100% load didn't cause any issues. That's a plus. We are talking about G-code here, but yeah. So let's close this out. Let's go back over here to webcam now that I'm all snotty and I probably have snot on my face. It works. Obviously a few issues, but the main components of it work. I will fix the GitHub instructions and update the code that's supposed to be there. And yeah, revise those instructions. And then we'll do another live one just to see how it goes. I'll wipe it out entirely and we'll start over from scratch and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, if you would like to try MoonBeamer, please do. I need as many testers as possible. If you want to develop it, work on updates, add-ons, make it more efficient, please fork the code. I do not have time to maintain this 24/7. I have too many other projects and jobs to do. So yeah, I will catch y'all next time. Have a good one.